Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa Rabbi Shafli Sadri wa Yasirli Amri Wahlul Uqadatam min Lisani Yafkahu Qawli. Assalamualaikum, ladies. It's your host and sister Amira, and you are now listening to the Between Us and Allah podcast. This week's episode is just going to be talking about it's titled The Single Season. So, I mean, that kind of gives you like a preview of what I want to bring on in this episode, but it's definitely just talking about like what it's like being single as a young Muslim woman, and like, you know, things we hear, struggles and everything everything that I feel like there's so many podcasts and there's so many platforms, there's so many lectures talking about marriage this, marriage that, companionship, partnership, you know. It's just like when you enter your 20s or even a little bit before, and of course after your 20s, always still it doesn't go away, but you know, just like the whole marriage thing can be a little bit overwhelming. And I feel like there's so many platforms and there's so many conversations going on about things pertaining to marriage, with alhamdulillah, that's very good, because we do need a lot of guidance and a lot of tips and tricks and all that. Like most people, I assume, that are listening to me have never been married before, and if you are, you're married young. So, you know, I just want to kind of have that single conversation, woman to woman. Like, I feel you, I see you, I understand you. You're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, being a single young woman. Like, you know, so yeah, we're worth a discussion, and I know this is a very relatable topic, so I just want to kind of contribute to the talks on single stuff. People have singles events, but I feel like that's more catered towards singles looking to get married instead of just people who are just new to being an adult. You know, we just got here. Like, I'm literally 20 years old. I just got here. I've never been married before. I'm not married now. So yeah, just getting into all that. So first, I do want to talk about the beauty of marriage. Obviously, it is a huge part of our deen. Literally something that people always say when they get married, like, oh, I'm about to complete half my deen, or this person is completing half of my deen. They're completing half of their deen, which I recently learned that is not interpreted the way that we think it is when it comes to half, as in like half of your actual deen. But I'm not here to talk about that. We can research that hadith later on. I don't want to kill no one's joy, because it does sound beautiful, but even that phrase, that whole wording in itself, it's like such a major part of our religion. And I also want to say, like, I'm not one of those people who bash wanting to get married young. Like, there's nothing wrong with that either. If this is a desire in your heart, you know, like, Allah is aware of this. Allah, you know, it's sunnah to get married young. Like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get married, wanting to be a stay-at-home wife or mom, or just do the like quote unquote stereotypical Muslim girl thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone is different. Everyone comes on different paths at different points in their life. You know, it's nothing wrong with wanting to get married in your 30s either, which a lot of people would think is insane in the Muslim community. Everyone is different. Everyone's on a different timeline, and Allah is going to facilitate things for us when it's best for us. So I just want to start with that. Like, I'm not bashing marriage at all. And I also wanted to talk about this hadith that I found. It is from Sahih al-Bukhari. It's hadith 4 from book 67, and narrated Abdullah. This is the English. I'm reading the English. We were with the Prophet while we were young and had no wealth. So Allah's apostle said, "O young people, whoever among you can marry should marry, because it helps him lower his gauge and guard his modesty. And whoever is not able to marry should fast, as fasting diminishes sexual power." So this hadith is obviously talking about protecting our chastity, you know, haya, which is such a major part of the religion. And I feel like people don't talk about how much of, like, in the West, that can really be a test. Like, that can really be a struggle for people. That's something that's very difficult, because there's so much, like, we're living in a hypersexualized society, and there's so much fitna when it comes to like gender interactions, and it's just so difficult. And it's nothing like a Muslim country. Living in America, I'm not sure about, you know, Canada, the UK, but anywhere that's not a Muslim country, like, there's just not boundaries in place when it comes to, like, it's not normal. There's no societal boundaries in place when it comes to men and women interactions. Even men on men and women on women interactions are seen completely different here, because we're literally in a different world. But, you know, it is very, very, very big. Literally one of the major sins, zina, or, you know, adultery. Like, all these things are driven through like sexual desires, and I feel like it's so taboo for some reason for people to talk about that. But obviously, I'm not married. I'm not going to talk about like the fiqh and like all that stuff, because I really don't know all that. I just got here, like I said. I literally am turning 21 in a few months. I'm a baby. I'm a baby 20. I'm a baby to the 20s. But, you know, I do want to emphasize that point too. Like, a lot of people want to get married, especially brothers. Like, it's harder for them. A lot of people want to get married so that you can protect yourself from doing all these different sins, and, you know, you can make sure you're doing it the right way, doing it halal, whatever. And that's a valid thing to think about as well. Also, okay, this says, okay, I'm looking at this. I got it from sunnah.com. It says Sahih al-Bukhari. I think the hadith number is 5066. I misquoted that. But the book is 67 and the hadith is 4, I think, within that book. So, you know, if you guys want to look that up, look up Sahih al-Bukhari 5066. And if I misinterpreted that or something, just put it in the comments or send me a message or whatever. But yes, and also, I want to talk about in this hadith, like, the Prophet ﷺ addressed young people specifically. So obviously, like, he wasn't just saying, oh Muslims, oh brothers, oh sisters, oh my ummah. No, he said, oh young people. So he's directly addressing, you know, us, because he knows that this is a thing that's a struggle for us or whatever. It's something that we should be paying attention to. So if it was just meant for everybody, like, he wouldn't have specifically said, oh, young people, you know, and he never just said things just to say it. Everything had wisdom and, you know, the guidance of Allah behind it. So that's one part of it. And then also, I want to just talk about the whole companionship piece. Like, I don't know, when people talk about, oh, why do sisters want to get married so young? Go to school, prioritize your education, prioritize, you know, being with your friends and being with your family, because when you get married, this and that's going to change. I am not disregarding that. I can't say, oh yeah, that's not going to happen. You know, when you get married, it's like this and that, because I have not been married. I'm not married. But in this, at the same time, like, they act like, a lot of people act like it's like a bad thing, or you're like male centered, or it should be like shunned upon for you to want to get married before the age of 25. And it's like, we are Muslim people. This is a big part of our life, our culture, like family units. One of the biggest things, this is a little bit of a tangent, but my grandparents, when they first were introduced to Islam, they were introduced through the Nation of Islam, and alhamdulillah, like, we're Sunni, we're Orthodox, like, we're following the actual right thing now. But, you know, when they first came into the religion, my granny was telling me one thing that they were prioritized is, like, getting married, starting these family units, because it builds up the community so much. And, you know, it stops so much trauma at such a young age that we've experienced in the Black community, which another episode for another day. But yeah, I just want to say, like, even from a cultural standpoint, for me, like, marriage is a big thing, you know, even obviously in the Black community, but in general, in the Black Muslim community, like, that was one of the foundational things that separated being Muslim from being a non-Muslim, even when the message was tainted. So, you know, I just also wanted to bring that into it. And then there's also a Quranic ayah that I found from Surah Al-Araf, ayah 189, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, which may translate to, it is He who created you from one soul and created from it its mate, that he might dwell in security with her. And when he covers her, she carries a light burden and continues therein. And when it becomes heavy, they both invoke Allah, their Lord. If you should give us a good child, we will surely be among the grateful. Please don't cook me on my reading, guys. I was never a big reader. I've been seeing on TikTok. They'll come up to people with a note card and be like, read this. And y'all are probably like, yo, she cannot read. No, I'm good. But, like, yeah. So this ayah is just talking about, you know, like, the whole origin of, like, creating us in pairs and everything like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses that. And it's like he addresses marriage in a beautiful way. It's not supposed to be a burden. It's not supposed to be something that's so difficult, so complicated. Not to be rushed and taken lightly either. But like, I don't know. People have, like, two extremes. And it's like, there's definitely, like, beauty in it. And I just want to talk about how it's, like, a very famous ayah, and Allah literally designed us like this. So, and it's undeniable that we are meant to experience companionship, because He said it is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created you from one soul and created from it its mate. So literally, I don't know how other religions view soulmates, but how else would you describe a soulmate? It is literally exactly that. Like, obviously, some people get married multiple times. Some of us may not be with our soulmate in this dunya, but we all have one. And that's something that is literally with us from the time we get on this earth. Like, before we were even born, the soul was created with two halves of it, you know? So or with one part and another part derived from that one. So, obviously the Arabic and stuff will have like a little bit of a deeper meaning, but that's what I take from it. That's how I understand it. And I think that it is a beautiful thing to still have like the desire to want to get married, and being able to be patient and trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and try to be doing things the best, the right way, doing it halal, doing it to the best of your ability. And I just want to say, like, don't let society convince you that it's crazy or male-centered. Again, like, to have that on your mind, because it is a beautiful thing. And we're raised in a society where people will date or be engaged for 20, 30, 40 years and not get married. So it's like, obviously, marriage is going to be more in the front of your mind if you're trying to do it in a way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, yeah, I think healthy halal marriages benefit both parties so much, and it's just like a beautiful thing. That was the whole point of this little segment right here. It's just like emphasizing that I personally think, and it's also in line with our religion, that, this is nothing to be like ashamed of or like be hated upon, However, which a lot of people, this kind of the whole point of the episode, just like, if it's not the time, it's not the time at the end of the day. Like, obviously we can make dua and we can try to prepare ourselves and we can do this, and that. But at the end of the day, Allah is the one who commands it for us and who wills it for us at a specific time for our benefit, at the best time for us. So I just want to say, like, I know it's a very hard truth of having to just completely trust Allah, because obviously Allah is in control of everything in our lives, and nothing happens without his, without his goal, without his control, without him doing it for us. But with marriage specifically, it feels like, like it literally feels like you can't do anything. Like sometimes you just can't do anything. It's like you can go out, you can look on social media, you can do these apps, you can go to these events, you can ask family, friends, masjid community, whatever. And if it's not meant, if it's not written for that time, it will never come at that time. Inshallah, we all meet, the people that's meant to be with us at some point. But if you're 17, 16, 15, or if you're 25, it don't matter. Like, we're all in different stages of our life. So it can get very like consuming and draining and depressing to sit here and just focus on, oh yeah, this and that about a man, this and that about a man, because that's when it does become male-centered. And that's when, like, a lot of people, I feel like, get really desperate and just lose themselves, because obviously it's fine to have a desire, but you can't let something overpower your life and where Allah has you at that moment. So I get like having the frustration with the timing of marriage and but I feel like that does come from displeasure with Allah's plan and his will. And I get it. Like, I'm human too. Obviously, every episode that I make is relevant to something that I've either went through, I'm going through, or whatever. So it's not that this is like a crazy thing, or like, I'm trying to separate. Like, we all in this together for real. Like, I get it, bro. I know. But like, at the end of the day, we being Muslim means submitting to the will of Allah, and that will may have things in it that we aren't happy with or we don't personally agree with at the time, but then we understand later on. So, I don't want to encourage people to, like, it's not good to rush towards a fantasized future, and that can do you more harm than good, especially when you feel like there's a person that you might have in mind. Like, at the end of the day, Allah's will has to be at the forefront, and we have to just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and work with what we got, and try to do things to the best of our ability. But there's no rushing it, there's no forcing it, like, no matter how bad you want something. And also, it's important not to, like, attach your happiness to whether it's a situational thing, whether it's a job, whether it's a person or some type of animal. Sometimes it's not good to attach your heart to the creation at all, and that's very, very hard, because the creation, that's what we are, that's what we see, that's what we can put our hands on, that's what we can say, I know this thing really well, I know this person, I know this, like this hobby or whatever it is. Like, it's very easy to attach ourselves to that, but that's where the unhappiness comes from. When you attach yourself to Allah and you understand, okay, you know what, at the end of the day, this is for my own benefit. It sucks right now, but I can get through this. Like, we can do this. That's when the blessing comes, So I understand, like, it's difficult to balance the, like, want for something that is good, that is for your benefit at some point, that's halal, and then also trying to trust Allah's plan. But at the end of the day, we are still young. We are literally spring chickens. Like, there's so many older people who wish they could go back to a time. Ask your maybe your parents, maybe your grandparents, aunties, uncles, masjid community, your mentors, whatever. Ask them, like, if they could do 20 over, if however old you are, if they could do 20, 22, 25 over, what would they do different? Or what is something that they wish that the younger generations were paying more attention to now? Especially, I mean, if your family's not from here, if your mentors or whatever aren't from America or wherever you live at now, ask somebody who is there, who's went through your shoes before, because obviously it's completely different in different countries and stuff like that, timing and all that. But I just want to say, like, there's so many blessings in being young and unmarried. Like, literally, we're young and turned. This is lit. Like, this is your time to enjoy your life, to work on yourself, and to just literally be. Just to be. It's okay to, like, I feel like once you get married, life can get a lot more serious because you now are linked with another person, and y'all literally, every single action affects the other person. So not only are you trying to still do all the things you did when you're single, as in self-improvement and staying on top of your deen, and a lot of things will become easier. But then a lot of it is like, you have to put another person into consideration, even when you're talking to someone. Like, I literally have friends who talk to guys or who are talking to get married and stuff like that. They're telling me like, oh, I kind of wish I could go back to just like where you are, just chilling. Because once you start that, and once that becomes an aspect of your life, like, you're on the clock. There is no day off. There's no breaks. There's no none of that, because you and another person are together. Like, y'all are literally a unit. So if you never experienced that before, or, you know, if you're going through it now or whatever, like, if you've been through it before, then you can definitely say, oh yeah, like, your life literally changes. Like, how you think about things, how you conceptualize your future, and how you plan for stuff, and literally just even small parts throughout your day. Oh, what would this person think of this? Or what would this person think of that? It's like literally like your world is now attached to somebody else's. And that's not a bad thing. That's a beautiful thing when the time is right. But you can see how that can be so much on a person. Like, that can be so much pressure, especially if the only person you ever been in control of and responsible for is you. And the second you get out your parents' house, you go ahead and get married, it's like a big shift, you know. Not to down anybody who did that. If that's Allah's will, then that's what's best for them. But just think about these things as a single person. Like, it's not a fairy tale. It is not a fairy tale all the time. It's nice, fun, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's real life. This is not TV. This is not the movies. So I just wanted to hone in on some of the benefits of, like, or some of the blessings of being, like, unmarried and young, and some of the things you can kind of look forward to or pay more attention to. So one of them, first one is self-identification. I feel like this is something that's like a lifelong journey. You can't just wake up one day and be like, I know who I am. I know what I got going on. And me, like, I'm definitely that type of person. At least I try in the moment to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm trying to fix in my life. This is what I'm trying to improve on. Like, I have a list. I have things that I'm looking at all the time. And if you're more type B, it might be like, okay, I'm going with the flow, but I know I'm going in a positive direction, right? However, knowing who you are, what your flaws are, what your traumas are, what your problems are, what you like, what you don't like, what you like and don't like in a partner, what you like and don't like in friends, all that stuff, it changes all the time. And it's something that, like, especially as a young adult, when you first get out your parents' house, or when you first get into college or whatever, trade schools, you know, like beauty school, whatever it is, when you transition from literally being like a kid, a legal child, 17, 16, 15, boom, you turn 18, now you're legally able to do this, and that. Then it's even worse when you turn 21. Now you can own a gun. You can do all these grown people things, but you're still changing, like, you're slowly changing. So to be able to identify yourself in the present moment, what you got going on in your past, what you want to do about that, where you going, all that stuff is a lot. It's a lot to do with. You're a whole person. You know how hard it is to get to know somebody and get to know them fully? Like, imagine a friend, think of your best friend. It took time. It was layers. Like, there's certain things you probably still don't know about your best friend. Some things that are just deep, deep, dark down in there that maybe they, you know, don't need to come out. But it's like all that stuff. Think about how many years it takes to really identify, oh yeah, I know this girl, I know this dude, I know my dad, I know my mom, I know they do this, and that, and this is what they're good at, and whatever. That takes years of looking, paying attention, working on, like, looking inside yourself. So when you're married, I feel like you already have to worry about a different person and your lives are already together. So it can make that just that much harder to do that, you know? So when you're single, you don't got to worry about that. Like, you can literally just focus on getting to know yourself. And it may not even take that long. Obviously, we live with ourselves. We are ourselves. Like, it's not like it's a different person, but there may be some things that you didn't even know was the issue. You didn't even know was something that you do or you need to work on or something that you'd like to start doing until you actually take the time out, be alone, chill, vibe, stop thinking about all this fake fantasy stuff and do that. So that was my first one. The next one is kind of tied to the first one, but just like finding your greater purpose, which also is another lifelong thing. This is not something that you can just wake up one day and say, oh, I know what I'm doing. Obviously we have an idea, but when you're a young adult, and obviously sometimes you pivot, but at the end of the day, we're servants of Allah, and we all are going to serve him in different ways, serve the ummah in different ways, and finding where you fit in. What's my puzzle piece? Am I a corner? Am I in the middle? Am I the main character? Am I the eyeball? Like, we all make this big body. We all make this big, strong, alhamdulillah, like the ummah is thriving. We got stuff to work on, but we're all part of a big picture. And, you know, inshallah, we all see that picture in Jannah and see all of the people who were there with us and who the people who built this deen for us that we never met, all the Sahaba, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, all the past prophets, all of, like, you know, the Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's wives, and all these other Sahabiyat, like all the women and stuff like that. Inshallah, but at the end of the day, they did their part already. So think about how Nusayba, Khadija, radiallahu anha, like all these different people, we know, oh, you, like Aisha, Sayyidah Aisha, she passed down all the hadiths. So, not all of the hadiths, but that was one thing she taught, and she helped pass down, transmit a lot of different hadiths. That's what she did. We can say, oh, this is how she helped out the ummah. Did she know that when she was doing it? Probably not. She probably didn't know how big of an impact that was going to have 48 years later. But yeah, that was her thing. So it's like finding your thing, your Aisha thing, you know, like we're obviously not gonna be, it may not be on that level. It may be on that level because there's way more Muslims now than there was then. But find your contribution, your purpose, your thing that is like, I get up every day and I know this is what I feel like Allah would be pleased with me doing and how I'm helping out, you know, how I'm contributing. Third thing is career building. I feel like I said, like people take career and use that as some type of counter argument against marriage. Like you can't have both, but like figuring out your career is like a full-time job in itself. Changing majors, full-time job. Trying to figure out where you can go to school, where you can do this in that talent, this in that craft, teaching or whatever it is. That is a full-time job, and it is so stressful because it's literally your life. You can't mess it up. I mean, you can always get back up, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to mess that up. That's such a big deal. So, once again, when you're single, it's okay. You can pivot. You can change. There's no rush. You don't got to worry about taking care of nobody. Additional responsibilities that wives do have. Wives do carry. Rights that your husband has over you that you got to fulfill, and vice versa. Yeah, it's just, you don't have to worry about that. When you're trying to get your career off the ground, you don't have to worry about nobody watching you. You don't have to feel like you're on the clock, you're on the timer. You can just focus on whether it's getting your degree, fine-tuning your skill, your business, your craft, your talent, whatever. You can just lock in on that and not have to feel pressure. I want to talk about, okay, the next point is, having just a lot of flexibility. Like in general, when you're single, like I said, you're a free agent. You can travel. I mean, obviously parents and other siblings and all this stuff comes into play, but I'm just saying in general, you don't gotta ask nobody nothing. You're a young adult. You can literally say, okay, me and my friends want to go here, and y'all do it. Ain't nobody in between, ain't nobody in the way. You don't gotta worry about, oh, who's gonna, let's say for example, who's gonna take care, let's say you like taking care of the house as a wife. Who gonna take care of the house when I'm gone? You know, da-da-da-da. You don't want to hear about that. Like, you don't even want to worry about, you don't even got to worry about none of that. Like, obviously, we all have families and everything. Like I said, it's not black and white, but just think about everything you do at home with your core, with your base family, and then how in your future home, it's just going to be you who's responsible for that. Like everything you do then, it's not going to be your mom, dad, and all your siblings helping you out. It's you and one other person. Y'all two y'all gotta hold it down by yourself. And then later on, you know, if you want kids and stuff, you gotta hold it down for y'all too and some. And take care of somebody else. And take care of some other people. Some dependents who can't do nothing for themselves. So just enjoy. Like, you can, if you want to go out and stay out one night, if you want to go to Umrah, you want to go study and you want to go travel the world, and it don't even have to be that big. It could be as small as just going somewhere with your friends, going somewhere, starting a new craft, starting a new hobby. If you got the money, the resources, the intention is there, boom, 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 Allah can facilitate that. And I feel like that may be just a lot easier because you can change your mind, you can flip flop because it's just you. You only have to worry about yourself. Next thing is starting businesses and developing hobbies, which I literally just talked about. But it's like, I feel like it's prime time. Obviously, money's a factor and all that stuff, but it's prime time to start your business as a single woman. Because, okay, I feel like a lot of Muslim women do want to be stay-at-home wives, moms, whatever. Having something to do while you stay at home, on top of all the other things that you would want to be doing at home, that is literally so good for the mind. Like, it stimulates your brain, makes you feel accomplished, make you feel like you're still doing something with your life, and you're not just there. Even if some people just there, it's okay to relax, a little part in your life. But I feel like a lot of women get bored, or when you compare yourself to someone who has a neuroscience degree, you're like, dang, did I do enough? Like, so starting a business and a hobby, like, great time to at least get the ideas out there and all that stuff while you're single, because who knows what your time is going to look like, what you're going to have to be managing and balancing and spending all this energy and effort on once you're married. I only have 2 more left. Next point is strengthening your friendships. This is, I feel like, such a key point. I went to a marriage workshop a few weeks ago, and one segment she spoke about was just the importance of sisterhood, having your girls there, making sure you still there for your girls after you get married and all that stuff, like still being a great friend. And obviously your friendships are going to look different. They're going to change. Your top priority is now your marriage, yourself, your deen, your marriage, your family. Your friends kind of fall down in the assembly line or in the list of priorities. But that is so big. Like, that is literally something that's going to hold you up. She was talking about how, like, when people go through postpartum, a man don't even know what a period is like. What do you think he's going to do with you? Y'all been married for a year, 2-3 years, a couple months, whatever. You get pregnant. Now, this dude is still learning you. Y'all are still learning how to work together as a team, the things you like, the things you don't like. Now, it's like, you have a baby, boom, you feeling like you don't even know yourself, you don't like how you look anymore, and like you just gotta walk into a new person because you're a new person when you become a mom. What is a man going to do for you? Like, I mean, okay, let me not say that, because every good husband takes very good care of their wife after they give birth and everything. However, there's some things that a man just can't do. There's some things that they're just not going to understand. There's some things, this is literally, I'm bringing on the point that she brought to my attention that I didn't even think about, like having them strong friends. It don't have to be a lot of people. It could be 2, 3, one really good friend. You got to invest in those people beforehand, so that in the event when you get married or when she gets married or whatever, y'all still got that foundation. Y'all got that base. You know what you can take, what you can't take. And obviously things are going to change, but you have that, like, okay, no, this is my girl no matter what. And y'all going to be there for each other and be able to help each other. And it don't even have to be as big as like childbirth, but just small things, just mental health or navigating your new life, because getting married, you literally you have a new life. Like, it's like a whole new thing. So yeah, that's important. And then the last thing, and also I want to say about the friendships, time management. Like, you can work on balancing your friends with, let's say, the hobby you started and this and that, these other couple things. And then when you add a husband onto that, it won't be too much. It won't be too much on y'all, because y'all already got a good system going. Y'all working things out. And like I said, inshallah, like, I'm going to do an episode with a couple of my friends who are married so that we can talk about how, like, the friendships can shift and how you can still have a really solid friendship while also being a great wife, prioritizing your deen, prioritizing your personal health and self-care and stuff like that. Inshallah. Okay. Last one is just prioritizing your self-care and mental health. So kind of what I just said, but there's no better time to take care of you than when you're single, because you're literally all you have to worry about. Like I said, like trying new things, doing yoga, Pilates, facials, working on your diet, working on your skincare. All these things are not going to be your top priority. As soon as you get married, you're going to have to learn how to adjust and balance time management and all this stuff. So why not at least lock in on that? And this is literally a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things that you can literally say, okay, I'm going to put all my time and energy into this, rather than putting all your time and energy into thinking about a man who ain't even, you feel me? Who ain't even in your life, who ain't even there yet, who ain't even like major yet. So, yes. So, many people miss and kind of regret what they did during their single period because you never know how long or how short it's going to be. And the thing with marriage, inshallah, like, obviously, all of us want to get married one time and stay married forever. That's not the case for everybody, but that's what you intend on when you first get married for the first time. So, you marry this person, inshallah, like, you have the rest of your life. You have the rest of your life to do things with them and live that whole life, but you only get 5-10 years of being an adult, being a single adult with nobody on you. Like, obviously parents and all that stuff is different, but you're fine, like, you're free. You're literally free to just be yourself and do whatever the heck you want to do. Make mistakes, change your style, become a better Muslim, all that. Like, you're literally good. Like, you can just do it and not have to worry about nobody else. So yeah, that kind of sums up this little section. And obviously there's two extremes. Like, I'm not saying that you should hate marriage and you should never make dua and you should never look for anything and and all that. But I'm also saying, like, don't miss out on your own life. Think about how cool you are. Like, if you don't think you're cool, I'm not gonna lie, I think everybody should think they're cool. Like, everyone should have, and I'm gonna do another episode, inshallah, on self-confidence and building self-confidence and all that stuff. But everybody should think there's things about yourself that are just so cool, like, so fun, so unique, and things that you just love and you just use to, like, kind of, like, uplift yourself. Everybody should have those things. And you don't want to miss out. Like, literally imagine, guys, think about this. Actually, this is my first time. Imagine you finally meet the man of your dreams. Y'all have a sit down, y'all have a talk, y'all go out, whatever it is. He talks to your dad. Cool. You finally meet up with the dude. You sit down at the table. His first question, hey, Assalamualaikum, how are you? Da-da-da. You're like, okay, I'm good. Finally, I'm here. I done start talking to somebody, whatever. He said, oh, what do you have going on? Why do you feel like you're ready to get married? Why do you feel like, what do you have in your life that you've built that you're proud of? Imagine you look and all you can say is, I've prepared myself to get married by watching TikToks and just making Pinterest boards. No shade. I do it too. I do it too. I'm not even trying to bash. Wallahi, I'm not trying to bash. But just think about that. Rather than you can go into your first meeting and say, oh, I know I'm ready because I've built up this. I have really good health. I'm consistent in my Pilates, in my gym, in my this, and that. I go on hikes. I hang out with my girlfriends. Me and my girlfriends are good. We have great relationships together. I have a business or I have a hobby. I have a podcast. I have a YouTube page. I have an Instagram and I work on this and I spread the deen here and I do this there. I'm good with my Quran. I've been practicing. I'm trying to become Hafiza. Whatever it is, these don't pertain to my life. I'm just saying, not all of them, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, for example, you're going to look so much better than the next girl who, and it's not a competition, but I'm just saying, like, then the next girl who literally all she can say is, oh, I cook, I clean, or barely even that, because we don't even have to do that. Newsflash, we don't have to do that. That is not mandatory. But I'm just saying, like, I cook, I clean, I meal prep this, I have this business, I have this hobby that I like to do, I hang out with these girls, and we like to go on trips, and we like to do, you and yourself should think you're cool, okay? But this dude gonna be like, oh, wow, this girl really got it going on, like, she's different, she's not like everybody else, because you have those specific things about you that separate you, and that not that it's for a guy, but it just comes with the full package thing. We all hear that, what do you bring to the table question. I don't even want to talk about that because the whole I just don't want to talk about that. But in the back of your mind, while you working on yourself, while you falling in love with yourself, while you content being single, people are going to see that. And people are going to, like, a dude, your husband is going to be attracted to all these different things that are so cool about you. So yeah, like I said, don't miss out on your own life. Like, you should be the coolest person you know. You should be the girl who got it going on. The girl who, obviously envy and all that stuff is not good, but I'm just saying, the girl who others is like, okay, nah, like, her, like, she ain't even worried about no man, because that's when it'll come when you least expect it. And I've had so many people tell me this, and I feel like the moment you just let go, you just live your own life, you fall in love with yourself, so you lose track of time of how long you even been single for, because you're not counting down the days. You counting down the days to your next drop of your clothing line or whatever it is, you feel me? You counting down the days till you graduate from beauty school and you start becoming a cosmetologist, you feel me? Like, ain't nobody worried about a man like that. I'm sorry. Like, don't give them that much time in your life, because obviously once you get married, like I said, it's a whole different ball game. And inshallah, like I said, I really do want to bring on somebody who's married on here so that we can have both perspectives. And, like I said, this is a reminder to myself, first and foremost. I go through all these different feelings as well. I go through all these different emotions. But it's cool. Like, you don't gotta worry. You're taken care of. It's gonna be all right. You're going to get married. Like, it's literally gonna happen. Just vibe until it's time. And when it's time, you ain't even gonna peep. You ain't even gonna be overthinking. You ain't even gonna worry about nothing. It's just gonna be easy, inshallah. May Allah make it easy for all of us. It's just gonna flow. It's gonna fit right into your life. You ain't gonna have to think and do this, and that, and the third. It's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be written for you. You don't have to write nothing. You don't have to do nothing. Allah has got it. He's gonna take care of you. So you don't have to worry about that. All right. Next segment is decentering romance, which I low-key got into why it's cool to, not why it's cool, but why it's important to look inside yourself and work on yourself and your friends and your family and your this and your that. But now, it's like, now you know what you got to focus on, but I still am thinking about a man 24/7. How we stop doing that? How do we stop doing that? You got to decenter romance a little bit. Like I said, decenter. Not kick it out of your entire universe, kick it all the way to the back. No one said do all that. Just not make it your main focus if it's not supposed to be your main focus right now. Because if it was supposed to be your main focus, you would be walking down the aisle right here in this moment. But you're not. That's not supposed to be your main focus right now. So just get up off that. But yeah, so okay. Like I was saying, like it do get to a point. Once you start literally, there's something called maladaptive daydreaming, and I heard this guy on TikTok say that's actually haram. I have no knowledge on whether it's halal, haram, this, that, and the third. I don't know the dalil. I don't know nothing. But I just heard him say that maladaptive daydreaming, which is when you just sit and you daydream like excessively to where it interferes with your regular life, that is not good to be living in alternate realities and stuff, like for an extended period of time. So regardless, I know it's not healthy, because why are you living in a world that don't exist? Get out of your mind. Like, lock in. This is real life. The time is ticking. We all gonna die. Wait. That sounds so brutal, but for real, we all gonna die. Why are you worried about a man? Like, for real. Like, what are you even doing? Think about, and then also, like, I was talking to my homegirl about this. There's still boys. Do you remember when you was a kid and it was like, ew, boys? Like, what happened to that, bro? Because there's still boys. They still do things boys do. Like, they literally, your man might leave the toilet seat. When you get married, your man might leave the toilet seat up every single time. Who want to deal with all that? They're still boys. Like, don't think, yeah, you're Prince Charming, you're going to love him. You're going to love your man. You're going to be happy and satisfied. They're still boys. Like, let that sink in, bro. So it gets to a point, like, don't get over consumed in that junk. But yeah. So, like I was saying, like with decentering marriage and everything, friends and family have an effect on you. And they obviously, if all your friends, all your homegirls, you the last homegirl in the group, you've been wanting to get married for 5 years, all these people didn't found their man. Why? Because they're not even worried about that. They're not worried about that. Like that. And I feel like sometimes with marriage, and this is where it becomes a problem, it becomes your entire personality. How is marriage your entire personality and you're not even married? What are we talking about? What's going to happen when you actually get married? Now you don't even know who you are because you didn't know who you were before you got married. Now you look stupid because you don't know what you're doing. You don't even know why you like this man. You don't even know what he like about you. You just all over the place because you literally did not exist outside. How do you not, like, this is the thing. People struggle with having an identity once you're married. That's understandable. How do you not have an identity outside of being married as a single woman? That makes no sense. Like that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not even trying to just think about it. Like, that's so crazy. So yeah, like I said, like if it's the only thing you talk about, if it comes up in every conversation, if it's the only thing you think about, if it consumes all of your social media, all of your entertainment, every book you read, every TV show you watch, that's all you want to be focused on, you constantly daydreaming, and you're just tying your happiness to a false reality or something that is not meant for you at that time, you're missing out on your own life. Like, literally, anyone who becomes a doctor, they're not going to say, yeah, when I was in my senior year of high school, I just sat and thought about every single patient that I'm going to have. Because it's not going to even happen like that. Like, no one does that about a career. Or at the end of the day, this marriage and all this is still like an aspect of the dunya. So you don't want to be consumed in anything in this dunya. Because God forbid you're tested with that thing. God forbid that thing is taken away from you. Now you don't have an identity. You don't have there is no you. There's no self outside of that. There should be a you far, far outside of a marriage, especially as a single woman. So, I feel like the obsession, it starts with getting obsessed with it, and then you get desperate. And then Worst case scenario, you settle when you actually find somebody, because the first person that's interested in you, first person that you think is cute, you overly going. Now you look stupid. Now you married 5 months in. You like, what did I even do? Why am I here? You know? So that's not funny. Like, for real, that's not funny, because that happens to a lot of people. But like, just think, like, this is not your life. You are literally a free agent. Like, you can do whatever you want. And I also want to bring in the perspective of, if you met your husband today, think of all the things that you did not do. All the things you're going to do with your man, you're still going to do with your man. Whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or 5-10 years from now, you're still going to do it. It's going to come. But all of the things that you did not do as a single woman, it could be so small, like literally going to Six Flags with your girls as all unmarried, going out with your sisters, having sleepovers. Literally having sleepovers is a whole different thing once you get married. So it's just like all these different things that you don't think about. Like, obviously, as humans, we want things we don't have. People with curly hair want straight hair. People with straight hair want curly hair. There's never going to be a perfect anything, because we're not perfect, and we're literally just created like that. But live your life. Like, you're literally young. Like I said, we young and turn, bro. Turn, not in a haram way, obviously. But, you know, like, young and lit. We do picnics, and we do pics, and we go thrifting and go shopping, and we go, you know, painting and doing stuff that's like young girl stuff. Not that gotta stop when you get married, but I'm just saying, like, just think about it. Like, you're literally, you're just floating around enjoying your life. Like, okay, my phone is on the desk, and I apologize because I know it's making a lot of noise, and I know the mic is picking up on that. But yes, okay, like I kind of already emphasized, but marriage makes certain things a little different or difficult. So it's going to be a change in your priorities, change in your time management, and also, chat, we're young. Lock in. Think about this. Birth control, there's difference in opinion whether it's even permissible. Imagine you beg Allah to get married. Okay, cool. You're like, oh, I'm going to wait 2, 3, 4 years. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to do this, and that. You 3 months in, you pregnant. Now what? Now your life is genuinely, your personal life as an individual is genuinely over. Like, once you have a kid, it's you and your child. Everywhere, all the time. That is your life. That is your main top priority. You got to, like, obviously second to your deen, but that's a whole nother thing. So if anything, just think about how happy you are that you don't have to wake up one day in fear that you might be pregnant. Birth control to the side. Even if you on that, if Allah wills it, it will come. And you would hate it. Would be horrible to be tested with something that you do want in life, but it's just not when you expected it. You feel me? Because that's another thing to think about. So in pregnancy, whole nother episode for a whole nother day. I've never been pregnant before, but I'm just telling you right now, that is not what you want. If you trying to, like, literally, not to say, okay, stuff for the Lord, we do want to become mothers one day, most of us, but I'm just saying, like, just think about being pregnant right now. Like, all the emotions that you already have, all the worries, stresses you already have, and then add a whole baby, like, invading your personal body, the only one body you got. You can't even go nowhere, can't even escape, can't even lay on your back. Like, So just think about all these things. And obviously, if you don't like, and another thing, like, that may change, if you don't like sharing and consulting people and conflict resolution and stuff like this, if you don't like advice, if you don't like all this and this now, as a single person, just imagine. And wallahi, I'm not bashing marriage. Like I said, it is a beautiful thing. It is a part of our deen, but this is real life. This is not TV. This is not a fairy tale. This is not Bridgerton. This is real life. This is things that you're going to have to think about and consider once that time do come. So just take advantage of being single, because Allah is having you be single right now for a specific reason. Second to last section, I just want to emphasize again, like, I understand. I experienced all of these things. I experienced just being frustrated, feeling like your time ain't come. And I'm only 20, so I can only imagine how it is 25, 35, 40, all these different ages, whatever. I've experienced this. Like, it's okay. But you always have to just remind yourself. And it's a hard pill to swallow when it's not the time. But you have to ask Allah to show you what you need to focus on right now in this stage in your life. And ask Him to guide you to be desired to whatever it is that you need to focus on. And obviously, like I said, again, like, it happens when you least expect it. So just disconnect your happiness and you feel like you're going to start your life, and you feel like all this junk is going to be tied to being married, when half of the stuff you can literally just do now. You can just do it now. You're a whole person. You're a whole individual. You have a whole life and so many things that are amazing about yourself. So don't let the fact that, oh, I don't have no man right now, be something that literally just controls your entire life. So, like I said, I fully understand the struggle, and it's difficult. It's a test in itself, but it's okay. Like, you can get through this. It's not, the time is literally coming. Every single day is a countdown into when, that will be a reality for your life. So, there's many worldly benefits and all this different stuff to being married, but when the time is right, and we will all understand, we will all think a lot after the fact. So, just want to talk about, last thing is like, where do you go from here? What do you do? Like, we done talked about all this stuff. What do I do now? So I'm gonna just say, you just build your dream you. Literally build your dream you. Build your dream life up as an individual. You are a whole person on your own. You don't need nobody else to make you any more you than you already are now. And I also want to say, like, once you are your dream you, you're going to attract your dream person. Your person is going to be attracted to who you are at the time that they meet you. So obviously, work on yourself. Be somebody who you feel like you want to attract, somebody that's really high quality and that's very everything you want. So obviously you should be everything you want first so that you can attract everything you want. I don't know if that makes sense, but So first thing is prioritizing getting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a lifelong thing that we have to work on, building your relationship with the Quran, educating yourself in the deen, which is another really big thing. All these stuff, classes, books, videos, just diving into your relationship with Allah, because that's going to hold you down more than anything else ever. Next thing is building self-confidence and contentment alone, just because, like I said, I'm gonna make a separate episode on this, but that is such a big thing, because if you're looking for a creation to fill a void, that's never ever gonna happen, no matter who it is. Maybe temporarily you feel like you do, but that's never gonna fill the void. It's never gonna sustain you. Like, you can do that through affirmations, doing self-care. You can do that through finding out new things about yourself that you enjoy, that you admire, hobbies, etc., etc. Third thing is spending time doing things you're passionate about. This kind of like definitely helps run the time down, but it just helps you enjoy your life. Like, why are you not enjoying your life? Life is way too short for that. Hobbies, different hobbies, like I said, keep your brain sharp, and they make you more interesting, and they can be a source of blessings. Like, all these things I'm talking about are literally could be a source of blessings. You're depriving yourself of blessings because you're not even taking care of yourself, not taking care of your mental. All you focus on is a man. And the last thing is taking care of your physical health, which I already kind of spoke on. Getting a workout routine, getting healthy eating habits, getting, help with the different mental health things that you got going on. All this, just overall making yourself the best version of yourself. And you most definitely can do that as a single woman. So the last thing I want to say is, like, don't give up on yourself. Don't be hopeless. You are cool. Like, you're literally a whole person. Like, you have a whole life, a whole complex life with all these different aspects and all these different parts of it. And inshallah, when we get married, it's just going to add to that, and it's just going to elevate all these things and accentuate all these things. But right now, it's just you. That's all you got to worry about. That's all you got to take care of. So as always, I just want to end with dua. May Allah make us the best individuals that we can be. May Allah elevate our ranks. May Allah forgive all of our sins. May Allah continue to bless us with His mercy, with His love, with His compassion, and allow us to be able to seek out the best things in this life and the next. May Allah allow us to become accepting of His will and submit to His will, and be prepared for the things that He's going to bring into our life in the future, inshallah. Assalamualaikum, guys. I will see you guys next week.